brought visual aids. How many of you have any of these left? Found it in my attic. There. Mom would be proud. How about this? What is that? Oh. Totally made by Mom, garage sale find, lunch pail. Got us a box here that's got pictures on it. Does that sound right? Duct tape it. Ringing a bell, anybody? Fishing game. And fishing pole. And of course, see if I can get one here. The fish are kind of old. Well, frankly, she made this when my daughter was born because I asked her for a fishing game for my daughter. But I don't know where she got it. Probably garage sale. We got a card in here we could fish for, or a book with fish on it, an acorn. We played fishing game. It was Mom. No, of course it was busted when she bought it. That's why somebody had it at the garage sale. I don't know. And it never did have both latches. But you know what? She repurposed, didn't she? That's Mom. It'll make it through. I knew it was Catherine Binkley's daughter when I got a refrigerator box, painted it, and made a playhouse out of it for my daughter when she was little. Mom was crafty. She created things from oatmeal boxes, wine boxes, any other kind of box, discarded lunch buckets, garage sale finds, contact paper and duct tape and paint. And I came to think of a poem that fit her perfectly. I'll stylize it for her. She did so much with so little for so long. She could make anything for nothing at all. And she did. Like the Easter baskets made out of oatmeal boxes. And to this day I wish I would have saved it. But I was embarrassed by it at the time and thought, oh, this is kind of backwards, hillbillish and odd. Well, I'm poor. But regardless, she made Easter wonderful. She made us new clothes, made by her, you know, we had the clothes. And Easter egg hunts were wonderful, great. But all that homemade stuff, I can't tell you how many times we were abused with homemade cookies and donuts and breads and pies and cakes. Where were the store-bought ones? And on Christmas, she made a lot of gifts for us, but she wrapped them in newsprint and reused gift wrap. The horrors of that. I became very critical of Mom once I was no longer a child. She wasn't the mom I thought I wanted or needed. She wasn't fancy like other moms, or trendy. And on the occasion she'd put on lipstick, it would jump off her face in a startling brightness that was shocking. Go take it off, Mom. She was old-fashioned, and I felt she didn't understand my complicated world. I thought I knew best, and so we would butt heads. I would take issue with something, and she would stand the ground, and we would bark at each other like a couple of yappy dogs. We were described that way, by the way. And by the time I hit my mid-30s, I was really struggling with establishing myself in the business world. I didn't get married when I was 18 and 19 years old. I was spiritually questioning things. I wasn't the typical person in our family. And I was trying to sort out my upbringing with my own self-esteem and identity. And what I wanted for my future was a different picture. And I decided that part of my problem was that Mom was not the mother I needed And in so many ways, Mom's simple, direct, hold on a minute, my pet papers are, and so many important things in my life. She couldn't understand how it was to be over 30, single, and trying to forge a career out of the family and outside of a family and church. I tried to have what I considered a deep philosophical discussion with Mom and Dad, and they would listen. Dad would spar with me, of course, but Mom would always give such simplistic, basic answers to my complex questioning. It frustrated me. I couldn't understand what I considered to be her lack of deep Christian thinking. I was in turmoil, and while I fought with my demons internally and externally, I had a dream that Mom died. And while I saw her and knew she was dead, I realized she was not gone. It was as if my mother, the mother I was angry with, had died, but that she was still alive. And just a regular person existed there that I was going to have to get to know. I realize now that that was the moment I grew up. It was time to stop thinking that Mom was responsible for my happiness, my satisfaction or dissatisfaction with my life. It was now my responsibility. Someone to blame was gone. But she was still here. And I also realized I would have to get to know this other new person named Catherine, Mom, Binkley. And so I did. Sorry. The journey of getting to really see and know this lady, my mom, has led me up to today, 30 years later. As you all know, she was a wonder in so many avenues of her life. She was before her time in her creative thought patterns and teaching methods. She repurposed, AKA the oatmeal box. She repurposed upholstery. She repurposed fuzzy things. And created things before we went green. And Pinterest was popular. She is an original who came from a whole line of unique people, of which I find highly entertaining and proud to be a descendant from. She was practical to a fault and had better taste in fine china and porcelain than I ever appreciated while it was sitting around her house. She had wanted the finer things in life, but only when she could earn the money herself and could afford it and buy it. Not a lot, but just the most important things to her. It dawned on me one day that Mom's simplistic answers to spiritual questions actually had made her perfect for us. She knew how to teach children to know and love Jesus. What a special gift. I had condemned her for all her unsophisticated faith, and yet it was Mom's simple, direct, unquestioning faith of God that taught her 8 children to know and love Jesus. And she was able to impart that to numerous others. While I was busy condemning her for what she could not explain, she taught what she knew is true. God loved us. He wanted us. He sent His Son, Jesus, to die for us. He saved us. Will be with us forever, and we don't have to be afraid. He'll never leave us. He is always with us. She knew how to teach children the love of God. She was perfect for having 8 children to raise, and perfect for all the children that she taught. Untouched by worldly belief theories, her heart was so pure and completely free of mental torments. The purpose of life was simple to her and plain to know and see. We're all God's children, and she knew we needed Jesus to give meaning to our lives. Just plain and simple. Matthew wrote that Jesus said, "Unless I tell you the truth, unless you change and become like little children, you will never enter the kingdom of heaven. Whoever humbles himself like this child is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven." And so she was, after all, the perfect mom, simply put. In the end, I see Jesus because of and through her steadfast, unwavering faith. She knew Jesus. She gave us life, taught us Jesus, and showed us how to serve, honor, and walk with Him. And in the end, She didn't need lipstick or a fancy hairdo, a deep philosophical opinion. She needed Jesus. And her steadfast faith and intimate knowledge of his faithfulness has carried her over 94 years and through these last 5 since Dad passed. I would ask her if she wanted to come home with me when she was in the nursing home. And she would always say no. I'm content. Jesus is here. And often she would like us to sing with her. And it got so towards the last that her main song that she wanted to sing and what she remembered most was Jesus Loves Me. Jesus loves me, this I know, for the Bible tells me so. Little ones to him belong. We are weak, but he is strong. Sing the chorus with me. Yes, Jesus loves me. Yes, Jesus loves me. Yes, Jesus loves me. The Bible tells me so. Mom would really like this moment. I would leave Mom, and every time I visited her, I'd wrap my arms around her, and I'd kiss her, and I'd tell her, "You are my favorite mom in all the world." She always loved to hear it. I only tricked her once into telling me I was her favorite. She caught it and corrected it. It was sweet for a moment. Rose was standing there, so it really was sweet. So to Mom, one last time, you'll always be my favorite mom in the whole wide world. I love you, I'm proud, and I'm thankful you were my mother and role model.